How are you? Hope all are fine. Do you remember what we were discussing in the last class? Yes, we were discussing about atoms, atomic numbers, mass numbers, and isotopes and isobars. Today, I am here with some questions. That's also about atoms. My questions are, why do atoms combine? Most of the elements react, while some others are not. Why? Do you know the reason for these questions? No. The reason is atoms need stability. How does atoms can attain stability? To know more about stability of atoms, we must understand the term valency. So, our topic is valency. Valency is the combining capacity of element. Combining capacity means the ability of an element to combine with atoms of the same element or different elements. Actually, this combining capacity is determined by the electrons present in the outer shell of an atom. So, these outer shells are known as valence shell and the electrons present there are known as valence electrons. See the definition? The valency of an element is a measure of its combining power with other atoms when it forms chemical compounds or molecules. So by combining with other elements, atoms form compounds or molecules. Valence shell and valence electrons. What is meant by valence shell? The outermost shell of electrons in an atom is called valence shell, and the electrons present in the outermost shell are called valence electrons. So to know more about valency, let us see some atomic structures of different elements. Let's move to the structures. You can see the atomic structures and electronic configuration of certain elements on board. Which are the elements given here? We have helium, neon, argon and krypton. These are some important elements. See their electronic configurations. Helium has electronic configuration 2. It has only 2 electrons. Its atomic number is 2. Neon. Neon has electronic configuration 2,8. While argon has electronic configuration 2,8,8. What is the configuration of krypton? It has a configuration of 2,8,18,8. If you observe these electronic configurations, you can observe a common nature, common character. What is it? All the elements neon, argon and krypton except helium have 8 electrons in their outermost shell. Helium atomic number is 2. It has only 2 electrons and that 2 electrons are present in the K shell. That K shell is completely filled. What about the other elements? They all have 8 electrons in their valence shell. When you studied Bohr-Berry scheme, it is observed that the maximum number of electrons in the outermost shell is 8. So, these elements neon, argon, krypton, etc. follow the third rule of Bohr-Berry scheme. They all have 8 electrons. See the heading of these elements. What is the heading? It is inert gases or noble gases. Can you assume the nature of these elements from their names? The name is inert gas. Inert gas means they are the gases which are inert towards chemical reactions. These elements are chemically inert. They never undergo any chemical reactions. They are stable. That means if an element has 8 electrons in their outer shell, that element is highly stable. Such elements never undergo any chemical reaction at ordinary conditions. So did you understand why these elements are stable? These elements are stable because they have 8 electrons in their outer shell. What about this helium? Helium has no 8 electrons, but it has only 2 electrons, and that 2 electrons are present in the K shell, and that K shell is completely filled. As helium has a completely filled outer shell, this helium atom also is a stable element. So all the inert gases, they are known in one more name, they are called noble gases. These inert gases or noble gases are highly stable because they have 8 electrons in their outer shell. That configuration is called octet configuration. Octet configuration means the configuration in which an element possesses 8 electrons in their outer shell. Let us consider some more examples. We have the atomic structures of certain elements on board. They are nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine. What about their electronic configuration? Do they possess 8 electrons in their outer shell? See the configuration. Nitrogen, its configuration is 2,5. Oxygen, it has 2,6. Chlorine has 2,8,7 configuration. See some other elements. Sodium, the familiar element sodium, it has a configuration of 2,8,1. Magnesium, configuration is 2,8,2. Aluminium has configuration 2,8,3. Do they have 8 electrons in the outer shell? No. Are they stable? No. If an element has 8 electrons in the outer shell, they will be highly stable. So these elements are not stable because they don't have 8 electrons in their outer shell. Then how can they attain stability? That is the question. How they will attain stability? They can attain stability by attaining 8 electrons in their outer shell. How can they attain 8 electrons in their outer shell? That can be done by giving electrons or by gaining electrons. In some cases, the elements can share their valence electrons. So, the elements having less than 8 electrons can attain stability by giving electrons, gaining electrons or sharing valence electrons. Let us consider some examples. We can start from sodium. Sodium, symbol is Na. What is the configuration of sodium? 2, 8, 1. 2, 8, 1. Outer shell is 1, contains 1 electron. How this sodium can attain stability? There is a chance of removing 1 electron, or there is a chance of gaining 7 electrons. If sodium removes its 1 electron, it becomes 2,8 configuration. If sodium gains 7 electrons, it becomes 2,8,8. For sodium, which one will be more easy? Giving 1 electron or gaining 7 electrons? For sodium, removal of 1 electron is more easy than gaining of 7 electrons. Let us consider the formation, the removal of 1 electron. Suppose during chemical reactions, this sodium is giving its 1 electron. What happens to sodium? Sodium changes to a configuration of 2,8. 2,8. No, now this atom attains 8 electrons in the outer shell. Can we call this newly formed species as sodium atom? We know that an atom has equal number of protons and electrons. As a result, they are electrically neutral. Consider the number of protons, electrons and neutrons in sodium atom. Protons is equal to 11, electrons is equal to 11, the same number. Then neutrons is equal to 12. What about the number of subatomic particles in this newly formed species? The newly formed species has 11 protons. Then what about the number of electrons? Is it 11 itself? No, because 1 electron is removed from the sodium atom. Now the total number of electrons becomes 10. Electrons is equal to 10 and neutrons remain same number 12. Compare these two subatomic particles. Here, the sodium atom attains a positive charge. We can represent the newly formed species as Na+. Na+ is called sodium ion. How does sodium attain octet configuration? By removing its one electron from the outer shell. When sodium removes one electron, it becomes a species having a positive charge. Because in the newly formed species, we have 11 protons and 10 electrons. One proton is excess than the number of electrons. So it becomes a positively charged particle. Consider one more example. Aluminium. Do you know the atomic number of aluminium? It is 13. Aluminium is 13. So the electronic configuration is 283. 283. How this aluminium can attain stability? Is it by removing these 3 electrons or by gaining 5 electrons? Which is more easy? The removal of 3 electrons is more easy than gaining of 5 electrons. So again, as sodium did, this aluminium also gives its 3 electrons to some other elements. Now this aluminium becomes a new species having a configuration of 2, 8. 2, 8. Compare the number of protons, electrons and neutrons in them. Protons is equal to 13. Electrons is equal to again 13 and neutrons. The number of protons in newly formed species remains 13 itself. What about the number of electrons? It is reduced to 10. Electron is equal to 10. Then what about the number of neutrons? It again on 14. See the difference? Protons is equal to 13, electrons is equal to 10 and neutrons 14. How many charges are developed on this newly formed species? There is a difference of 3 between the number of protons and electrons. So 3 positive charges are formed on aluminium. So we can write Al3+, Al3+. So here we can see that some of the elements can attain stability by removing their valence electrons. That can be 1 in the case of sodium. Then that can be 3 as in the case of aluminium. They can remove 2 electrons like magnesium. So whatever be the number of electrons in the valence shell, some of the elements can give their outer shell electrons. As a result, they form a species having a positive charge. Similarly, some other elements, chlorine. Do you remember the atomic number of chlorine? It is 17. Chlorine has atomic number 17. What is the electronic configuration of chlorine? It is 2, 8, 7. Is it having 8 electrons in the outer shell? No. How can it attain octet configuration? In the case of sodium, magnesium, aluminium, etc., they were removing their outer electrons. But what this chlorine is doing? Can chlorine remove all the 7 electrons or gain 1 electron? Which is easy in the case of chlorine? For chlorine, gaining of 1 electron is more easy than removal of 7 electrons. So during chemical reactions, this chlorine atom gains 1 electron from some other elements and attain a noble gas configuration or octet configuration. See what happens during chemical reaction. Chlorine gains 1 electron, 2, 8 becomes 8. Chlorine changes to a species having 288 configuration. Compare their subatomic particles. Here we have protons is equal to 17, electrons also 17 and neutrons is equal to 18. Now in the newly formed species, how many protons are present? Protons remain 17. 17. What about the number of electrons? The number of electron is 1 more than the normal chlorine atom. So electrons is equal to 18 and neutrons remains on 18. What happens to chlorine atom now? By gaining one electron, it becomes a negatively charged species. So we can represent the newly formed species as Cl minus. Let us consider one more example. Oxygen. Atomic number of oxygen is 8. Its electronic configuration is 2, 6. Again, like chlorine, oxygen also gains 2 electrons. Removal of 6 electron from the outer shell is not easy for oxygen. So oxygen atom also gains electrons. It gains 2 electrons and becomes a species having configuration of 2, 8. Then compare the subatomic particles. Protons is equal to 8, electrons is equal to 8 and neutron is equal to 8. What about in the next one? Again, protons 8, electrons 10 and neutrons 8. Here, see the difference? 2 electrons are more than in the newly species element from the first one. As a result, this oxygen forms 2 negative charges. We can represent the new material as, new species as O2 minus. Whatever the case, in all these cases, they form some charged species. Such charged species are called ions. Ions means atoms or group of atoms having either a positive charge or a negative charge. We have 2 different types of charges, positive and negative charges. The positively charged atoms are called cations. Cations. Positive charges are called cations, while negatively charged particles are called anions. See the definitions of ions. An atom or group of atoms carrying positive or negative charge and behaving as a single unit. Cations and anions. Ions carrying positive charge are cations and ions carrying negative charge are anions. Then which type of elements form cations and which type form anion? Usually metals form cations. We observed sodium, magnesium, aluminium, copper, all these are metals. Their outermost shell contains less than 4 electrons. As a result, they have a tendency to remove their valence electrons. But in the case of non-metals like chlorine, fluorine, nitrogen, oxygen, etc., they have more than 4 electrons in their valence shell. So they have a tendency to gain electrons. So they form negatively charged particles. They are called anions. Metals form cations and non-metals form anions. We have a formula for calculating valency. Valency of an element can be calculated by number of valence electrons, or it is equal to the 8 minus number of valence electrons. Did you understand everything? Okay. Let us consider one more example in which a compound is formed. Consider the formation of sodium chloride. What is sodium chloride? It is common salt that we use in our home. Which are the elements present in sodium chloride? Sodium and chlorine. We observed that sodium has a tendency to give its valence electrons, while chlorine has a tendency to gain electrons. As a result, during the formation of sodium chloride, sodium gives its 1 electron to chlorine. Then sodium forms Na plus ions and chlorine forms Cl minus ions. When these two charges, positive and negative charges, come together, there forms a attractive force, and thus we have a compound sodium chloride. See the formation. Sodium 281 plus chlorine. The configuration is 287. what happens? When sodium comes closer to chlorine atom, this chlorine atom gains electron, attract the outer electron from sodium. So this sodium gives its electron to chlorine atom. Then it forms Na plus and Cl minus. Two opposite charges are formed. As there is an opposite charge, there will be an attractive force. As a result of this attractive force, we get a compound, very important compound. It is common salt. This is how a chemical reaction occurs. That is, when an element wants stability, they will give or gain electrons. When they give or gain electrons, they form ions. These ions attract each other and form compounds. As a result, all the elements can attain octet configuration. Here, we have a table that contains valency. The atomic number of first 20 elements are given here, also their atomic masses. In the last column, valency of all these 20 elements are given. Go through this table and study all the elements in their correct order. Study all the first 20 elements in the correct order, that is based on their atomic number. You can avoid the positive signs given in that last column. Just remember the numbers, because the valency is very important. If we know the valency, we can easily write the chemical formulae of different compounds. Let's rewind today's portion. We started with valency. The definition of valency, it is the combining capacity of an element to form chemical compounds. Then valency is determined by the electrons present in the outer shell. The outer shell is termed as valence shell, and the electrons present in the outer shell is called valence electrons. Now, the configuration of inert gases and certain other elements. Then, calculation of valency. For metals, the valency is calculated by taking the number of valence electrons itself. For non-metals, valency is calculated by 8 minus number of valence electrons. Then we have octet configuration. Octet configuration means a configuration in which an element has 8 electrons in the outer shell. Then we discussed about ions. Ions are atoms or group of atoms having either a positive charge or a negative charge. If an atom carries a positive charge, it is called a cation, and if an atom has a negative charge, it is called an anion. Then we have table of valency. So, by this we completed our lesson. Now we have some assignments. First one, which type of elements can have valency equal to 0? Give 2 examples. Describe valency by taking the examples of silicon and oxygen. You will get the atomic numbers of these elements from the table given in the last board, and by using that table you can explain valency. Also you will get elements having valency 0. So we conclude the lesson now. Thank you.